Gotten to do everything that I've ever dreamt about, and for that I'm very, very fortunate. There's not many people that get to say they can do all the things they ever wanted to, and I've always wanted to be a pilot and a truck driver, and I'm both. I would literally go out and sit on the grass in the front lawn and just watch trucks drive by, and my mom always tells the story of my baby book that she kept, a scrapbook, and on the bottom of every page each year when I turn 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, every birthday, on the bottom of that year's page it says, when I grow up I want to be. And somehow she got me to spit something out, and that she always kept track of. And from ages 0 to 10, it was always, when I grow up, I want to be a truck driver.
What's going on with the truckers? Welcome to the Asian My Show. Look at this beautiful truck, but before that, please introduce yourself.
I'm Ryan Derrickson, actually, with Barry Trucking. And we got a 2021 Pete 389 and a 2021 Great Dane Super Seal Reefer with it. And yeah, just hanging out here at the Super Rigs 2021 in Hampshire, Illinois. I grew up and loved my 80s hair bands and rock and roll, and Heartbreak Boulevard is one that nobody really knows, but it works out good because this truck build there was a lot of heartbreak involved in just trying to get stuff to get done. And you know, we basically changed out a couple things on the front. We changed the grill shell, or not the grill shell, the grill itself, just so we could accommodate the 9 Kenworth grill bars that are on there. We changed out the emblems, hood and front of the hood and side of the hood. One of my favorite parts of the entire build, because that little change changes the entire truck. With the Peterbilt standard red ovals, with this truck, when we got those and held them up there, it was like it literally transformed in front of our eyes, and that little change was one of my favorites. But
really,
yeah,
it's beautiful.
We got the headlights that we took off and painted the buckets, so factory 389 headlights, and just painted the buckets on them. We have a 4 states flip kit for the bumper, and a 20-inch bumper that's tapered up to 18 inches on the corners from Valley Chrome. And like I said, the flip kit gives us a little extra clearance there. We got a Hovde air ride kit from Minnesota. Randy sets us up with all of our air rides and does an amazing job for us.
Look at that. Look how low we're going, right?
Yeah, we're right down on the ground with it. And it comes up 3 or 4 inches for ride height going down the highway. It's aired out now for aesthetics and looking at it at the show. So getting over here, we kept the factory breathers, and we just had the screens chopped at the dealership, Kansas City Peterbilt. Actually, Clint Moore was the man behind ordering this truck. His dad does the chopped screens for the breathers, so he set us up with chopped screens, gives us a little bit more compact look. We have 12-gauge strapless breather brackets with the 4 air clearing lights on the front. Every light on the truck is a glass lens with an LED bulb, amber bulb in it, or I should say just a regular LED bulb, but the amber glass lens, watermelons, those all came from House of Air, and Jason out there did just an amazing job at getting us hooked up with a whole bunch of those things. So every light on the truck is amber. Some of them you can see, some you can't. There's some that are buried amongst the parts underneath, just to give it a little bit of a glow at night. Not a ton, but just enough. Love those things, and they say glass is class, and I'm gonna agree with them. It looks pretty sharp.
Love it.
Got a that's a RLK visor from Chase down at RLK in Georgia. Hooked us up with a great visor, gives it just the right attitude with the roof line, and again the 9 cab lights up there from House of Air with the glass lenses set the thing off. They're so just killer at night. It's a beautiful light. Dynaflex 7-inch. Flat top pipes on there with a picket elbow, and got some skins for the tanks. Those came from Steve out at Road Skins in Minnesota. We got stainless wraps for the fuel tanks, the air tanks, the APU, which is on the other side. The doors, the access panels on that are also from Steve. Road Skins, I always say the same thing. They most genuine people that I really have met in a while. It seems like so nice and make really good stuff. They also did all my steps that you have on the boxes there. Those are 12 gauge covers for the step boxes, but the actual steps are from Steve with the turquoise emblems in them from Roadskins. They did my pedals inside as well, and they also did all the emblem changes. So every emblem that is red oval is now a turquoise oval, to include everything inside, little tiny ones and everything. So it worked out good. Local shop made our cabin sleeper panels in Wisconsin, and parts are getting hard to find these days. I'm sure everybody knows that, but we were going to wait for cabin sleeper panels for the stainless blanks, and we had a local place that came and measured everything and cut them up for us and made them. So they're kind of a one-off. Nobody else has those. I mean, at least that I know. There are trucks that have them, not very many. Merit deck plate. It's kind of a big thing these days. Everybody's doing those now. I really like it for a couple reasons. It's functional. You can stand on this and not hurt it. I mean, you want to be soft and not hurt the paint, but water runs through it. It's just, you know, it's functional. Whereas if it's stainless or painted aluminum, you can't hardly touch the thing without swirl marks getting in it, scratching it, denting it, scuffing it, whatever. This is actually a really neat look, but yet functional. And we chose to polish the rail section of it out here on the edge just to give it a little flair. The whole truck is color and flare, color and chrome or stainless, and it just worked out. So that's what that is. That's from Merit. Fenders, those are Hoagie built, half fenders. I'm just a Hoagie built guy. I don't like blind mounts. I like the classic arm out here, just the way that they're supposed to be. And again, mirror stainless Hoagie built half fenders. T-canes for the hub and wheel covers. Always my favorite. It just gives the truck the look. I don't know. I can't say more than that about those things. T-canes are it for me. I love them to death. The bumper, or I should say the rear light bar, that came from Jim Crane. It's a friend of Clint Moore's down in Kansas City. He is a guy who just literally makes little add-ons for the trucks that Clint orders. That's a Jim Crane light bar, and then we had a local fabricator build us the turquoise PCC underneath there. That's just aluminum fabricated with 5 4-inch round holes cut in it. And again, with parts being hard to get, you can buy that piece from a lot of chrome shops, but we couldn't get it. And I kept asking. I said, the truck's going to be done. We went to a local guy and said, here, measure this, boom, 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 and he made it for us. We brought it back, Chad painted it, and there you go. That's the rear end of the truck. The lines underneath, California hookups for the trailer. Keep everything clean up front, and just out of the way. You know, that's very popular anymore. You see it a lot. Polished fifth wheel. That's a Holland polished aluminum fifth wheel. The light for shock box, I should say, that's a regular 12 gauge shock box. What we did to kind of incorporate a couple things in one, this is the condenser fan for the APU. It's one of those things where nobody likes to mount it on the back of the cab. Nobody wants it. It's a clutter. It's things that you don't want to do. But unfortunately, this thing only has really one good spot if you want it to work right, and that is right there on the back of the cab. So we decided we're not going to get fancy and try and bury it somewhere, because it's going to get beat up down low on the road from debris and rocks, and it won't work right. We decided we paint this, the shroud, a little bit, and it blends in, and then the lines from the APU that come up to it actually come up from down. They wrap up and come up behind this shock box. This part of the shock box was never even here. That's something we did. Chad Berry, that is the master builder for all of our stuff and does an amazing job at painting, fabricating, whatever. He made this, fabbed it up, welded it, notched it right here. You can see where the lines come up. They actually come up on the back of the cab right about here, come up behind it, and then right here make a turn, and then they pop out right here, and we just notched that out. I mean, you can only hide so much to keep it a functional truck. It's a work truck. It goes every week. It's not a show truck only. It's getting pounded on the highway all the time. That APU saves me a ton, and it keeps me comfortable. It was a no-brainer, but that's what we did there. And then we put the 5 glass, again, amber watermelons in there from House of Air. Just enough light back here to dress it up. So it's a factory Cummins X15 565 horse, 2050 foot-pounds of torque, 18-speed trans. The rears are 3 1/4, and 24.5 low pros. Disc brakes all the way around. Low air leaf rear suspension. I do a lot of West Coast. This is a good West Coaster. It'll sing a song in 18th when you set the cruise where you want it, and you're gonna do Montana all day long. It rides out pretty good. So yeah,
I appreciate it.
That's what's going on under the hood.
Thank you.
So we got the way we did this truck with the color that it is. It's a desert turquoise is the name of the color that's on the truck, and with so much color outside, you can really get carried away on the inside and just go crazy with more color. And I like the color, but when I get in and sit down, this is my office, this is my home, this is where I'm at just all day long, and I wanted it to be warm and cozy and just homey and cool all in the same thing. So we splashed a little color here and there. The whole interior, I literally, every truck I've ever done, I go to Carl at Rockwood. This is an entire Rockwood interior for the most part, being the floor, which is African rosewood, the shifter plate, the seat bases, those are all billet aluminum that are chromed. All the switches and rockers, those are all covered with Rockwood. These the wood cabinet doors overhead, the door inserts on both doors, the wood, then the chrome trim on the pockets. It's all Rockwood stuff. You can move that towel too if you want. No that way you get a better look at it. But you can kind of see there again where I'm telling you, I was talking about the emblems being changed out. All the Peterbilt emblems are switched to turquoise, and it's all Rockwood stuff. The pullers, the grab handles, all these billet aluminum chrome handles and everything. Like I said, Rockwood makes superior products, and we just thought splash a little color in. We got the sill plates and the thresholds, which we had the artwork done for the name of the truck, which is Heartbreak Boulevard. For a couple reasons. I do all my trucks after 80s songs, and I grew up and love my 80s hair bands and rock and roll, and Heartbreak Boulevard is one that nobody really knows, but it works out good because this truck build there was a lot of heartbreak involved in just trying to get stuff to get done, and people that follow up with, hey, I need this, or these things ever coming, when are we going to get this? It's been a struggle, and it's been a tough year in the entire world for parts and supplies and whatnot. So anyways, that's the name of the truck, was Heartbreak Boulevard. So we did that with the thresholds, and like I said, the rest is all Rockwood. We took the seats out. These are seats. They're actually made by, the company name is Seats, and they're Pinnacle seats, and the two-tone tan and black seat goes so well in the interior. It just worked out really well. So
no, that's great, brother.
Yeah.
In this truck, is there anything that is in your truck or on this truck that no other truck has?
Well, the one thing I love and just a fun thing for me, when you buy a Peterbilt and they build it for you, and you order it for yourself, there's a part of it that you can have a plaque made that says custom built for, and it goes right over there on the passenger side, just above the glove box, and you can put your name, you can put whatever. Lately, and in recent times, a lot of people have been putting little phrases or whatever. We do a whole lot of Wisconsin cheese in and out of Wisconsin, and we haul a lot of it. So I just thought, you know what, this truck was custom built for putting cheese in the breeze, because I'm out there singing along down the highway, hauling cheese all the time. So that's my favorite part of the whole thing. That's great. Yeah, it's just a fun little thing for me.
I love it. No, that's great.
Yeah.
So how long have you been trucking, sir?
Oh boy, I started driving in college, believe it or not. I've never had a family member drive. Nobody in trucking. I'm the first to do it. But I started in 95. So what is that? 26 years ago, I guess.
26 years.
26 years, yeah. But it was more of a part-time thing. I was fascinated with trucks. I grew up in a house that was right on a highway. In my childhood years, real early years, I would literally go out and sit on the grass in the front lawn and just watch trucks drive by. And my mom always tells a story of my baby book that she kept, a scrapbook. And on the bottom of every page each year, when I turned 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, every birthday, on the bottom of that year's page, it says, when I grow up, I want to be. And somehow she got me to spit something out, and that she always kept track of. And from ages 0 to 10, it was always, when I grew up, I want to be a truck driver. And I just was fascinated with trucks, equipment, machinery. So that's how I just got an interest in trucks. And then, fast forward a million years later, it seems like in college, I ran into somebody that had a small trucking company, and I just thought, well, how hard is it to do? And long story short, he set me up with a truck and trailer in a parking lot and said, here, teach yourself how to shift and how to drive and maneuver and back up. If you want, you can get a CDL. And I basically taught myself over a weekend enough to pass. And he said I can always use some extra help shagging trailers around or something. And next thing I know, I'm sitting in one of these things. I think I was going from eastern Iowa out to Omaha, Nebraska, which to me was like the other side of the world. and I'm driving, and that's how I did it. I just kind of did it, and by way of knowing him, and got into it then. And I just love machinery. I love things that move. I'm an operator. As somebody alluded to out in the parking lot a little while ago, the other part of my life is, believe it or not, I'm a pilot. So
wait a minute.
Yeah, I fly planes.
Flying planes.
Yep.
So you've been trucking since college.
Right.
How the hell in that meantime did you say, let me go get a license for flying?
It was all during and happening coincidentally with each other, because I went to college to be a pilot. And so, as I said, from ages 0 to 10 in that scrapbook, I wanted to be a truck driver. At 10 years old, my family went on our first family vacation, and we flew. And I got on my first jetliner, and that was the coolest thing I had ever seen. And I knew from that minute on, at 10 years old, I wanted to be an airline pilot. So, from ages 10 and on, till she kept keeping track, it said when I grew up, I want to be an airline pilot. So I go to college to be a pilot, and that's where I met the gentleman with the small trucking company who was actually getting his private pilot license as well. And that's how I just fell into the trucking thing, part-time, just something to do, going to school, learn how to fly. Graduated college, found a couple jobs, got started flying airplanes, and I am now, all these years later, a 737 pilot for United. So I'm based in Chicago. Yep.
I just took that flight.
Yeah, there you go, bud. Always look up front, because you never know, I might be sitting there. But I've been with United a couple years. This is my 9th airline, but I've been flying for 24 years, and ever since I got out of college.
So that's full-time trucking?
It is full-time, but so right now, when COVID hit a year and a half ago, the airlines, as everybody knows, scaled the schedules down to nothing, parked a bunch of jets out in the desert for storage, and they asked a bunch of us that hey, we can't afford to pay everybody. They were going to lay us off. They didn't, but they asked anybody that wanted to go, take a break, a leave of absence, please go, because we don't need the pilots right now. That was a year and a half ago. I jumped up, and I've got a trucking business, and I took a leave of absence. I'm still on right now. We chose to do that. I chose to do that to get with my best friends, Chad and Lisa Berry at Berry Trucking, grow the company a little bit. We're up to almost 10, 11 trucks all total with owner-operators, and I got, in essence, a hall pass from my real life as a pilot to do this for a while. I am going to go back. I'll probably be back next year as the airlines are ramping back up and the world is somewhat normalizing again. But I'm a pilot, and
full-time pilot.
Yeah.
Part-time truck driver. Full-time dreamer.
I've gotten to do everything that I've ever dreamt about, and for that I'm very, very fortunate. There's not many people that get to say they can do all the things they ever wanted to, and I've always wanted to be a pilot and a truck driver, and I'm both.
You're very inspirational, man, because not a lot of people on this earth actually do something they love.
Yeah.
Because most are dictated by money.
Exactly.
And I understand why.
Yeah.
Because there comes a time when you have to feed your family.
Yep.
But to be able to feed your family and to be able to smile at the same time.
And that's, for me, I'm a single guy. I'm not married. I don't have kids. So for me, it's even more time that I end up just like, well, I got to do something. I get bored easy. I get bored sitting around. I'm not a sit on a beach kind of guy. If I'm on a vacation, I'm probably in a truck going somewhere or something, but or on a plane going somewhere. But no, I guess, I'm fortunate because it's even more time for me that it allows me to do all this stuff. And
when I got selling the deal one day.
Sealing
the deal with the relationship.
I'm not against it.
This just became a dating.
Yeah. I like
You know.
long walks on the beach. I
Yeah,
like nice nights, glasses
But
of
yours
wine.
already sounds like a lie, brother. I'm a jet pilot.
Yeah,
I
know.
I'm a truck driver that drives a badass truck.
Right. Hey, you got to do it right. Don't skimp on stuff and don't short yourself. Do it right. So, sure. Yeah, I'm open to that.
That's good.
Always,
You might get some
always the
phone
best
calls
way.
for the wrong
Yeah.
reasons.
Hey, well, I'll take the calls. No worries.
Overall, I appreciate your time.
Well, hey,
You
happy to do it, man.
No, I thank you, and
Happy to do
I'm
it.
just so happy that you just follow your dreams and
Yeah.
keep your happiness going, brother.
I certainly will do that 1 mile at a time, whether it's down here or up there.
Yeah,
No
I like
worries.
that. Cool. Then,
Yeah.
hey, I appreciate that. No, thank you.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah. That was great.